I'm Richard Haley. I'm a senior at Lamar University, and this is my first fundraising project I've ever done in a virtual group. Kind of the way we formed was we all had similar replies in our discussion posts, I think week one, and our professor grouped us together due to us replying to each other's threads. Um, the roles and responsibilities we assumed during this project were we had two social media people, me and Crystal. Meredith was kind of the leader, kind of the liaison. Daniel was our videographer, and Cheryl was our terrific note taker and secretary. We had discussed the penalties, and I think what we had established was if you didn't participate or contribute, then you would get a pretty bad peer review, and that was all we could really get together on the penalties. Um, so, like every group, there's differences, and I think a lot of the differences came because we weren't really aware if this project was an actual fundraiser or just a hypothetical fundraiser. And once we figured that out, and we had a web conference with Professor Winfield, we were able to um, let the wheels move a little bit, and we understood more of what we were supposed to do. And it made for a lot better experience than having to do an actual fundraiser in 8 weeks. So the name of the organization we chose was the 24 Strong Foundation. It was created after a Midwestern State football player, Robert Grace, passed away on the field. He was a sophomore and a cornerback at Midwestern State, and Robert had been described as the smallest kid with the biggest vision, and that broke my heart. He was always smiling, and Robert was a devoted friend, mentor, teammate, son, and brother. Now, the 24 Strong Foundation provides scholarships for Fort Bend County students, specifically high school athletes. Um, every year they have a banquet that raises money for scholarships for these high school athletes. And I think that is just a tremendous organization. And I was glad that I could try to bring awareness to such great people. Um, the organizational goals is essentially just to raise scholarship funds for high school athletes. And the impact it had on me, at least, was I've never heard of the organization, and I was a little hesitant to um, do the project. I wanted to do a nonprofit that we were all familiar with, not just one person. But it ended up working out terrifically, and I was so happy to do what we did for the 24 Strong Foundation and his parents. We connected through the GroupMe app. I've never used that, but it was a great way to just touch base daily and make sure all our goals are being carried out. I think the goals overall, at first we were, trying to raise community awareness, trying to do a fundraiser and get everything going. But once we figured out that it wasn't a fundraiser, we were just focusing on the technique of group communication. We just decided to just bring awareness to the 24 Strong Foundation. And that's when Crystal created the 24 Strong Acts of Kindness. And I think it was posted on Facebook. I shared the post, and I think it's still going on, even though the class is ending tonight. I think we're on day 6 or 7. Um, and that got a lot of feedback on my Facebook, at least. It got 12 likes and 3 shares, and the 24 Strong Foundation even shared a couple of the posts, and that was a real success on me and Crystal's part. Crystal did many great things with graphics that I couldn't even do, so I was very thankful for that. And I think what worked was everyone was on the same page. Everyone knew what needed to be done and when it needed to be done. We all were on task. There was no, in the text, there were no interrupters or loudmouths. Everyone was equal. Everyone could explain what they had in their head or branch out ideas. Everyone was really accepting of each other's thoughts and ideas, and I think that was terrific. I think overall, we accomplished what we had set out, and that was to overall just bring awareness to such an incredible organization. And I think we did just that. Um, and that was a really rewarding experience for me, and I was glad to help out the best way I could.